Hello, everybody. Hello, Aegis. Oh, you're working today. Okay. Excellent. Hello, Mantic. Hey. Yeah, it's Labor Day, so I don't work. And I thought, I've been playing this a whole bunch, but I kind of got the buzz to start a new world. And I thought, okay, well, if I'm going to start a new world, I might as well start it on stream. and then people can tag along. So this is Minecraft, but it's a particular mod pack. Gosh, I sound like already. She does a series on this, and I absolutely love. I'll have to post a link in the description. I love her playlist on this. I listen to it over and over. So if I suddenly sound like I'm saying words in a different accent, it's because I'm thinking of her. Oh, you may. I don't have the option. The office is closed on Labor Day. I don't really get a choice in the matter. But yeah. So we're going to, in fact, let's see. I'm going to do another audio input capture. I'm just going to call it audio input capture. And, oh, I see what it's going to do. We don't want to do that, actually. Remove real quick. Normally, it's because I have a shader on that the screen's black. Normally, there's a big title screen kind of image that shows here, but I have a shader enabled, and part of the conflict is that it makes the home screen go black. But what I was going to do is, typically when I'm playing Minecraft, I don't actually have the... Let's see. I don't normally have the music on. Output. Nope. So let's see. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to remove that. Typically, I'm listening to something else in the background. And what I was going to do was, let's see, app audio capture. We're not going to do app audio. We're going to do background audio. I was going to let you guys in on I don't have this actually added. Search for media player. There we go. Okay, background audio. There we go. So what you're hearing there is actually Dragon Age Inquisition background noise, but I'm typically listening to it when I play this mod pack, so I wanted to let you guys in on what I'm listening to. Hello, Moon Rising, and hello, Ziggy Boy, who both are new names. I don't recognize those names, but anyways, we're gonna start a new world. So this is the Reclamation mod pack, which I have a single player world. I have made a bunch of progress. I've not finished the mod pack, but I've made a bunch of progress. Let's see. I'm just gonna call this one Realm, I think. Yeah, just Realm. We're just gonna call it Realm. It's just the Realm. Yeah. We're chilling. Yeah, my office is closed, so I don't have to work on Labor Day. So we're gonna do this for a few bits. I have my single player world, then I have a world that I'm playing with Steve. He hosts it though. Right now he's playing Guild Wars 2. So, all right, welcome to Reclamation with shaders. So the way that Reclamation works is it is a barren wasteland. In fact, I'm gonna turn that down just a tad. And then I'm gonna turn this up a couple of notches, turn that down for you guys, turn that down for you guys, turn that down for you guys. There we go. There's balancing the audio for the stream and then balancing the audio for me. You know, when footsteps are way too loud. You need to stop ordering things on Amazon. I'm assuming you meant Amazon. Yeah, so Reclamation is a wasteland. Absolute wasteland. There are no ores. There is no life. There is nothing. Silch nada, except dead grass, dried earth. You can see at the top center of my screen there anything I'm looking at. So when I look at these dead logs, you can see in the top center of my screen it says dead log, which is a mod that I've never used before trying this mod pack. And I loved it so much that I went and added it to my other mod pack. Also, the map mod in this is different. I usually use Journey Map. This is not Journey Map. And I loved it so much that I went to my other mod pack, the one with the Tristram build, and I got rid of Journey Map and I used this instead because I really like it. So a lot of this stuff in this mod pack has introduced me to things that I've never encountered before, and a lot of the mods are so fun that I might go introduce them to my other mod pack. At the same time, maybe not, just because they kind of make a unique blend in Reclamation specifically. Okay, so we are going to, I think we're on Sunrise. I think we're on Sunrise. We're on an island, apparently. Interesting. Huh. Part of me wants to just, hunker down on this island, and we're just gonna, this is just our island. In fact, we can even clear this top layer of dried earth, and we can just make this our island. Who votes we make this our island and we just dominate this whole island? Look, there's even like a little like watering hole down here. It's perfect. We didn't even have to travel that far. So this is a mod pack, Moonrising. It's called Reclamation, and so it's a collection of 165 mods. A lot of which I've heard of, if not am familiar with. But it's the collection, it kind of, not only is it the collection itself, but it's the collection plus a little bit of a story. Okay, we're gonna turn that down a little bit. Turn it a little bit down. Yeah. This is, the sound you're hearing is actually the Dragon Age Origin Storm Coast. Actually, I'm gonna turn that down a little bit more. I just really like the ambience noises from a lot of video games, but I like this one because I think it pairs with Reclamation nicely, especially since we're all surrounded by water. Just ignore the seagulls because this is a wasteland. There is no animals, there is no growing green things, nothing but dead grass and dead wood, dead logs. It's a dead island. Yes, conquer the island. So yeah, it's Reclamation mod pack. Now, some of the mods that you might be familiar with is Agricraft, Enchanted, Mystical Agriculture, Embers Rekindled. Those are all mods that I had never played with before this, but they're hugely popular. Oh, hello, Penguin. Hi. So glad. Wow, there's a lot more people than normal. I wonder if it's just the time of day. Normally, I'd be working right about now, but... okay. So Mantic says we should conquer this island. Okay, first things first, I gotta start paying attention, so because otherwise it's gonna get to sundown and we're gonna be in trouble. Okay, so first things first, Reclamation has a quest book. So here is chapter 1. First things first, what happened here? So you wake up in a vast, dead and dried out wasteland. You don't remember how you got here, but you do remember what the world should look like. And this isn't it. Welcome to Reclamation. This is a slower paced pack focused around bringing life and nature back to a dead world. So we have read this and we get 4 bread as a reward. If you hear stuff in the background, that is my hyperactive cat chasing a ball around with a bell in it. So if you hear thunking and rolling and bells and all of that, that's Pippin. Okay, so what happened here? So we wake up in a dead world. Okay, first and foremost, despite the seeming apocalypse, there are still fish to find and eat for those with the skill and desire. So we get, as a reward, a fishing rod and more experience. So the thing about Reclamation is it's broken up into these quests. So these are all quests, then here, then these are all quests, and eventually the goal of chapter 1 is to get dirt. Because we don't actually have dirt right now. And then over here off the side, there will be other chapters, but we haven't unlocked those yet. But when you complete a quest, you get rewards. So as a reward for reading what this was about, we got a fishing rod, so we can at least fish for food. Oh my gosh, y'all, the cat is going crazy. So we're gonna put the dead logs in here. We're gonna get some scrap wood. Actually, we're gonna take some of these out for charcoal. We're gonna get a bunch of scrap wood, and we're gonna use that scrap wood to make flimsy planks, and then we're gonna use 4 planks to make a crafting table. So it's just like default Minecraft, except there's kind of an empty step in there with the flimsy plank. And then the other kicker is the 1-to-1 ratio. So a dead log makes 4 scrap wood, and 4 scrap wood makes 1 plank. So essentially, unlike default Minecraft, there is a distinct 1-to-1 ratio with the plank to wood with the dead wood. So we're going to make a wooden pickaxe to start because we are going to need stone. Very much part of vanilla Minecraft in that sense. Let's see, I think the watering hole... Where's the watering hole? Over here? Okay. Oh, and then for those who are unfamiliar, I do have a shader enabled that's not part of default Reclamation, and where is it? This is the back of my skin, and this is my character. So this is what I look like. I have had this skin on my character since Minecraft 1.7. So I've had it a while. And as a result, I kind of refuse to get rid of it. Alright, let's get some dried earth. It's like dirt, but it's not dirt. And I'm gonna, you know what, I'm actually gonna turn that down a little bit. Yeah, I am a small channel with a humble machine and a humble internet connection. So, that and I get on tangents and rabbit trails, and I have to remember sometimes to stop and read the chat, Moon Rising. So yes, there is a pretty significant delay between when you type something and when it shows up in chat. That is just a side effect of my humble origins. Yoink. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna create a kind of small bridge here. And we're gonna get us some stone. At least we got access to a fair amount of stone. Also, it's gonna be sunset soon. There are not a lot of monsters in terms of variety. A lot of the monsters don't spawn in Reclamation, but there are still some monsters, and they are very dangerous. My single player world that I'm currently playing, I have not survived but 1 monster hunting night. So basically in my single player world, if I don't run and hide at night, I die. There was one point in time where I was fighting 7 to 9 husks in one group at a time. And that's just, I mean, that's kind of par for the course in that particular world. I don't know if it's like that every night or if it was just that save file in particular, but something was... I just would get surrounded by husks almost instantaneously. It was not a lot of fun. Okay, actually, let's spread all those out. So we're going to spread those out. Okay, so now we're going to get a metal pickaxe. Save that for furnace. We are low on sticks, so we're going to use these planks to craft some sticks. I'm going to save some planks just in case, though. We're going to make a stone axe. A stone shovel for the dried earth. Okay, we are gonna need more sticks. And then we are going to do, actually, excuse me. I guess we didn't need more sticks. Yeah, we've got all of our basics covered. Yoink. And then we are going to use our axe to pick this up. And I think what we're gonna go ahead and do, since night is coming. Oh, there's... Okay, so wait. There's the watering hole. Where was I? There it is. Okay, so what we're gonna do is use what dried earth we have, and we're gonna kind of try and wall off this area. Pseudo wall off this area. I mean, they'll come in, if monsters come in from here, they're gonna come in via the water. And then we'll kind of block that off. We'll make a stone furnace, which is default Minecraft recipe. And then we're going to use this and we're gonna make some charcoal. You can use, I didn't even really process that as part of default Minecraft, but you can actually use your wood tools as fuel. And then now we have charcoal, and we can, I suppose we can put the rest of the charcoal in there. And cooking logs will make us more charcoal. Alright. Wow, Pippin is really going ham on that ball. Buddy. Alrighty. Da, 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 da. So yes, so the ultimate goal of this, I think it was Mantic who mentioned earlier, disliking Minecraft because of a lack of purpose. And that is very understandable. I've been there, so I kind of get, I get what you're saying. But one of the things that's nice about Reclamation is that quest system. So now that it's night, and now that we're hanging out here trying to hide from monsters, mostly, we're going to take a look at this quest book some more. So what changed? So World Gen has been completely overhauled. No ore generates, and the only biomes that exist are dead. Wasteland biomes with no real vegetation. Additionally, the only trees that spawn are dead trees with very little usability. Let's get some XP. A lot of the pack consists of passive processes you'll probably want to keep running while you do other things. You can claim chunks to force load them when using your map, ensuring they will stay loaded even when you're not nearby. Okay, so that's basically letting us know that we can claim chunks of land to keep things running in the background. How many recipes have been changed in this pack? Make sure you check your recipe browser for crafting recipes. By default, the keybinds are to look up recipes, and actually U is a waypoint, but the naturally spawning mobs have changed in this new landscape. Specifically, zombie villagers and witches won't spawn, and spiders have mutated into their venomous cave versions. This means there's no way to get any kind of resources from witches or zombie villagers. So basically all of these opening quests in the prologue are just trying to tell you about the world and how it works. There are quite a few books in this pack. Thankfully, the tome is here to help. Crafting any book with this will combine it, letting you keep every guidebook in a single item. Okay, so we'll see how that works here in a minute. And then, now this is interesting. So all the other items, all we had to do was read and complete the quest. But for this quest, we actually have to have certain items to fulfill the task. So we don't get to fulfill that task quite yet. But one of the things that we got, it's all nice and dark, is this tome. So the way this tome works is if we take this tome and we craft it with another book, it will absorb that book into the tome. And then when we right click it, we see all of the guidebooks that we have accumulated, which we are going to get a lot more after this. And then what you do is you choose which one you want, and it basically transforms into that book. So we get our quest log back, but now if we punch empty air, it goes back to the default book, and we can choose a different book if need be. The early part of the game I've done several times, so I don't think we're going to be using it a lot at first, but it definitely will become more of a deal breaker later on. So where's the ore? No ore generates in the world. Recipes have changed. Those who came before you have completely mined out the entire planet. After centuries of strip mining, quarrying, and general exploration, there is not so much as a measly scrap of coal in the world, so there's no point trying to find any type of ore by mining. Okay, so next up. So this is a task-based quest, however, we already got the dead log and planks. Wood is plentiful, if not exactly the quality you remember. So we completed that quest. Bees? Despite the harsh conditions, bees still persist, dotted around the dry hills. Cultivating them could be a great way to generate resources, such as more dead logs. Tip, this unlocks a new quest line on the left. So what they mean by that is over here on the left-hand side, we now have prologue, and then we have side quests, and we have resource generation, and this unlocks the bees, the complicated bees mod pack with all of that stuff, which I'm not going to get into because I'm very not attracted to the idea of complicated bees. Okay, so oxidized copper. There are ruins around with small bits of copper completely oxidized from whatever happened. You might be able to craft something to help you out with that copper, but first, you'll have to get it into a usable state. And in order to complete this quest, we need to actually collect oxidized copper. So let's see. Right now we've got a fair amount of charcoal. I'm going to go ahead and burn these logs for more charcoal. And then the next thing I'm going to do is craft a couple of torches. That is charcoal and a stick. And I'm going to equip them in my offhand, which is this little thing over here that's part of default Minecraft. Usually when I mouse over something, for anyone who's like not familiar, oops, yoink. Did I get it? Yeah. For anyone who's not familiar, when you mouse over something, it says what it is, and then underneath that blue italic text says what mod pack it's part of. So this says torch, Minecraft, meaning it's a default Minecraft item. But if I look for something different, I can type in the search bar down here. So if I look at ember, you know, that's an ember crystal, and the mod pack it's part of is embers rekindled. So basically you can use that when you're roaming around the world, like that's part of chipped. So that tells you what mod pack it's part of, which helps you nail down what you're looking for when you're looking for something. But there's also a kind of dynamic light going on. So if I carry a torch in my hand and then I walk around with it, I'll always have light with me. Now I do have to consume my offhand, which once we craft a shield, you know, we won't be able to do that, but right now in my offhand I can have, and see, it's still light even though the furnace went out because I had my torch in my hand. Oh, and so that the tomb I was talking about, so if we turn this back into a regular tome, we can now combine it with the apiarist. Apiarist? We combine these two together, and so then we take this out and then we combine it with a worn notebook, which is Ars Nouveau. Probably another really famous Minecraft mod. So now if I have this tome in my hands and I right click, now I see all these books. So it's a way to carry all the guidebooks in one guidebook. Ostensibly. Okay, so basically all we're doing is we're waiting till morning, which it looks like morning's gonna be right around the corner. Just because I don't feel like fighting a ton of stuff. Because there's still gonna be stuff spawning even when it's night. So this will be our day one hovel. That's all it is our day one hovel. One thing that's really difficult for me personally about this mod pack is the fact that I'm very compact. I always build, anything I build, I always build to like a small level. And this pack is not small. You kind of have to build big. Okay, so here we go. So we're popping out. Cool. So we have a hidey-hole. We have a safe hideaway within our specific island. So this is now our island, I guess. So that being the case, we're going to have to get off of this island to go find other stuff. And like I said, because of the concept of... Oop! That was an Enderman. Hey, Enderman! I do not want to fight you right now. Oh gosh, it's a creeper. Yay. Look for the eye. Endermen are going to be really important, just like not right now. We're going to set that down. We're going to turn these... We have plenty of charcoal. Turn these into wood. And then we are going to see if we can craft a boat. We cannot craft a boat out of flimsy planks. Probably because they're flimsy. So we're gonna swim for it. Let's see, do I have any more dried earth? I do not. Can I get over there? Woo! That is the sprinting double jump. Yay. Okay, there. I do see some ruins over there, and I do see... copper and sand over, or excuse me, clay and sand over there. So we're gonna head towards the, we're gonna just swim, and we're gonna head towards, we're gonna get some sand and some clay. Oh, there's ruins down there. Is there any copper? We need oxidized copper to complete our next quest. There's also gravel down there. Gravel will be handy. All right, let's get on land first. Let's go over here. Oh, okay, Mantic, you love Minecraft, but you, I'm sorry, I know that the chat has been running for a bit and I was too busy talking, so, I'm definitely behind. Learn how to spell better by writing notes on signs to each other. I constantly get questions like, how do I spell XYZ when they play? Same with Animal Crossing. That's super cute, Mantic. There's some... The fun thing about Minecraft is really the mods. The mods, well, as demonstrated by what I'm doing right now, vanilla Minecraft and this, two very different balls of wax. Like, yeah, you can have that in Skyrim too, but I would argue that Minecraft is even more different than... Because Skyrim, you're still going to have a certain core that's... I guess Minecraft has a core too, so maybe I'm talking out my butt. But I feel like the mods can really make a huge difference. I would only recommend... At this point, I would only recommend vanilla Minecraft to people who have never ever played it before and need to know the basic default recipes. So here we have oxidized copper. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our handy dandy axe and we're going to right click on it, which shaves off the oxidization so that it just becomes a block of copper. However, that block of copper will not count towards our quest. A, because we deoxidized it before picking it up, and B, because it's not copper tiles. It's just a regular block of copper, which we can put in our menu and get ingots out of. But we do get ingots, so that's handy. By the way, I do have a shader. Anyone who's familiar would have recognized that, but I do have a shader installed. Basically, it makes the water look the way it does, and it makes the sun and clouds look the way they do, and it makes the shadows, you know, play the way they do. Otherwise, this would be very... The lighting would be very different, but I like it with a shader. So that's how we're playing it. So now this is actual cut copper, or oxidized cut copper. So before we strip this, we're going to collect it because it's going to unlock our quest. After which, I can just use my axe. Yoink, yoink, yoink. And then I can pick it up. Now, unlike the other one, I cannot just pop this into my inventory and get ingots out of it. We have to process that one differently. So we're just going to wander about, continue to chop down these saplings. These saplings will be important later, but we're looking for copper mostly, copper and wood. Because again, the wood has a 1-to-1 ratio instead of a 1-to-4 ratio. So all the crafting recipes with it are more expensive. So now that we've got that cut copper, now we can just right click and mine as is. We don't have to... I lost my train of thought, but that's okay. Alright, so these are just... Although one thing I am going to pick up, I'm going to pick up these stone bricks. They're going to come in handy later. So we'll go ahead and pick up some of these stone bricks while we're here. Just because it saves me... I can craft them, but it saves me having to craft them. And since we're out and about, I suppose we can start trying to get seeds. So with these chunks of grass, there are certain kinds of seeds. These are snowbell seeds, which is part of the enchanted mod. Basically, we're gonna get into witchcraft. Complete with cauldrons, altars, and ritual circles. Oh my. Although some of that stuff's a little ways out. We'll see how long this stream lasts. We'll see how long the stream goes. So let's see. Wheat seeds. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Yoink. Oh, here we go. Mandrake. That's really important. We're gonna want mandrakes. Mandrake seeds. Alright. Yeah, still snowbell. We're going to need mandrake, belladonna, snowbell. Let's see, mandrake, belladonna, snowbell. Oh, and wolfsbane. The reason why the saplings are helpful is because they drop sticks. So I don't have to use my flimsy wood to craft sticks. It saves me the wood. Oh, wait, that's not done yet. There we go. Yoink. Okay, let's see. We still need to explore around a little bit, though. If there's one thing I really ought to find, It's lava. Now this mod pack does not have journey map. It has a different mini map mod, which I like arguably way better. So here's where we are. Here's our little island. I love that we have an island. How funny is that? And it looks like a semi-mountainous region all up in here. That's all mountain. Here's bits of sand and clay and such along the coastline. So we're going to want to take a look at some of that. I see some copper there in the distance. So usually my first day... Ooh, belladonna? Yep. Good. Ideally, we want 2 of every seed. But if all else fails, 1 will do. 1 is better than nothing. I think the only one we're missing now is wolfsbane. How do we second? Oh, water artichoke. Oh, I forgot about that one. Yes. It's actually really big. So we need another set of mandrake, another set of belladonna, and we need wolfsbane. So yeah, usually the first day is just spent collecting stuff. I mean, oops. As is the case in like 90% of Minecraft. Fine, we'll take the slab. Not taking the stairs though. Now I'm not picking the rest of this up because it's either cracked or mossy. That's going to take up a lot of inventory space. Taking up a whole bunch of different kinds. The cracked is going to take a different spot from the stairs, is going to take a different spot from the moss, is going to take a different spot from moss stairs versus moss brick. They all are going to start taking up different spots in the inventory, and I'm good. I don't need all of that stuff just yet, but regular stone bricks and regular stone plaques are going to be handy. Are these wolfbane? They are wolfbane seeds. Huzzah. Although we cannot grow anything without dirt. Nothing will grow on the dried earth except for saplings, and we don't even have saplings. Like, we have nothing. It is absolute waste. Oh, bee's nest. Okay, so we're gonna make a note. B. So this is creating a waypoint. We're gonna use a gold waypoint. Do we want gold? Maybe we want like a dark... let's just do dark gray for bees. Okay, so we made a waypoint on our map that this is where a bee nest is, because bee nests, wasteland bee nests are still a thing. Also, we're gonna pick up some sand. We're gonna... Oh, the water is pulling me because there's a current. Okay. We need clay as well. Let's see, is that our island over there? That is not our island. That's just another kind of island. And there's clay over here. That'll be helpful. Yeah, Reclamation is very, you don't know if you count it with the, yeah, the wood being dead. There's saplings. Oh, excuse me. Ahem. They are dead bush. I stand corrected. Okay. So now sunset's coming. Alright. And we're gonna run over here. We may have to find a second hidey-hole for the night, because I just don't know how comfortable I feel about trying to fight everything. The last world that I played, constantly dying, was kind of a... Now, the very first time I ever played Reclamation, I was playing it with Steve, and I went night after night after night after night without ever dying. I had no problems. But unfortunately, in the single-player world that I started to play solo, that was not the case. I very much struggled against a lot of the husks in that situation, so... I don't know if this is going to be like that world where I just get overwhelmed by 7, 8, 9, 10 husks every single night, or if I'm going to be able to see our islands over here. See if I can make our way to the island. Taking this wood with us as we go, because apparently we're staying out tonight. Bees in a land with no living plants. Well, it's a bee nest. I don't know that there are any actual bees in it, because I never touched the bees section of the mod. One of the interesting things about having so many mods in a mod pack like that is that each mod is almost like a quest tree in and of itself. So like with the enchanted mod, or aka what I call the witchcraft mod, doink. Oh, is that clay? With each mod pack, you get a skill tree or quest tree or whatever you want to define it as. You have progression within that mod. And then you take this mod pack, which has 165 mods. I mean, granted, not all of them are full content mods like that, but still, there's a lot of mods. So you go down whole tree lines, skill trees, if that makes sense. Is that gravel down there? It looks like more clay. Here's gravel. We'll just get some gravel while we're down here. The reason why I submerged, that was a husk. I totally heard that. The reason why I submerge underwater the way I do is because if you're standing, you'll mine faster. Oh yeah, there you are. I see you, buddy. And if you stay under there, you're going to turn into a drowned, and then you're going to throw tridents at me, and that's going to be even worse. There you go. Oh, rotten flesh. I'm not even. We will get plenty of rotten flesh as we play. I don't need to go swimming after just one. Oh, did we get one flint out of all that gravel? Sit here for a minute. We did. We got one flint. Okay, that is good. Because that means we can craft a knife. Which means we can get straw. I heard that. Spiders are venomous cave spiders now. So now I am poisoned. Yay. Eat. Eating heals us. And you know what? Provided nothing else sneaks up on us, which is not a guarantee, we're gonna go fishing. We're gonna spend the night fishing. Yeah, funny because I love Minecraft. I've been playing since at least I think 1.6 or 1.5, and just for anyone who don't know, they're on 1.21 right now. So I've been playing Minecraft a long time. But my sister is likewise one who is not as fond of survival games as I am. And after a bit of discussion, she told me that part of that is because she feels very aimless and she doesn't have anything to do. Sometimes I think she has a hard time giving herself something to do. And me, I will find stuff to do. So I think survival games are a little more my jam. But Reclamation is a little bit different because, as established, there's a lot to do. So if we proceed this quest line down here, so we've got oxidized copper. We get some cooked cod and some XP. There are ruins around with small bits of copper. Got that. Now we have usable copper, which we got from the ingots. However, we still need a cutting board before we can progress this quest. After you scrape off the rust with an axe, you think you can use a cutting board to get usable copper out of the oxidized cut copper you find in the ruins. It says oxidized copper. What it really means is oxidized cut copper. This usable copper will be crucial for, I don't even know how to pronounce that, the process of decomposing and recombining matter, which should let you rejuvenate the dried earth into dirt. So we need a cutting board. Fortunately, I think we can actually do that. So let's do this. And let's do 4 planks. Oops. 4 planks. And 2 sticks, and that is going to make a cutting board. Okay, so now if we place the cutting board on the ground, if we place the cut copper, excuse me, not oxidized, but the cut copper in our offhand, and a pickaxe in our main hand, we can place, chop, etc., etc. And by using a pickaxe on a cutting board, we are able to turn all of those oxidized coppers into copper ingot. And that is going to let us get into Thurgy? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. Thurgy? Thurgy? It's based off of the old, I think 1.12 thaumaturgy mod. So a lot of the modern day mods are really just reimaginings of older mods. What? A nautilus shell? I don't need... I'm good. Alright, well, let's have some bread. Let's nom nom some bread. Okay, let's nom nom some bread. Get our sword out. And... make our way to our little temp hidey-hole. Actually, let's start flattening stuff. I don't see any monsters, so I think we're good. Start with this guy. Oh! Oh, no, no, I'm not playing. I'm not playing with 3 bloody skeletons. I can wait until day, and you guys can all die in a fire. Oh, hey, see that glowing out? And that's what I mean by drowned, thrown tridents. Excuse me, I want to eat the bread. Yay, we have drowned, we have full-on, trident-throwing drowned, and ranged skellies and no shield to block arrow. Brock? Yes, Aegis. Theurgy. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that is the name of it. But that glowing in the distance, that is either a bee's nest or lava. One of the two. Thankfully, the sun rises, which means we can go about... I hate you, creeper. I hate you so much. Alright, well, when the sun rises, the skellies will catch fire, which will help deal with them. Those guys aren't going away, but they do look cool as heck. Look at them down there. How cool is that? Tridents hurt, though. Be very careful of thrown tridents. And that's exactly what he's throwing at me. Oop! Ow! Case in point. Where's my cooked, There's an no, that's a skelly. He looked like an enderman through the monitor screen. Yeah. No, as soon as the sun rises high enough, we should be able to... We got a spider eye, though. That's handy. We got no string off that spider, which is disappointing. We have a whole bunch of crap from fishing that we can't use. Sorry, crab, but I'm gonna toss you away. Salmon is good. The cooked cod slices I don't think will turn into mercury, but... Oh great, there's a spider up there. You can see his red glowing eyes in the distance. So the spiders will become non-hostile during the day. I don't have any more bread. Wow. Okay. That was my last, No, maybe the reason I did so well when I was playing with Steve was because I spent all night in a protected area fishing. So we had a ton of food to heal ourselves with. I've already burned through all the food that I've gotten as a quest reward. And with my single player world, I hid all night in a protected area, so I didn't get hit, so I didn't need the food to heal. Okay, good. They all despawned. We're gonna wait for something to catch this because it uses durability on the fishing pole when you throw it down, and I don't want to pull it back up and waste durability having not caught anything, so we're just gonna let it... Maybe, probably, kind of, sort of. Come on. There you go. Yoink. Okay. Oh, great. Sea lettuce. That was so helpful. Yeah, it was kind of helpful. Okay. So now we gotta start getting serious about building ourselves. Now that all of the skellies and everybody have despawned. Alright, so since all we have around us at this point is dried earth... Ooh, bones! Those are handy. And arrows. Yay. Oh! I get it. There's a crack in the earth. Okay. So we're just gonna terraform the top of this island to make it a little more buildable. And also so that we can take... Oh, by the way, there's copper over there. You can see the green from here. There's one there, and there's one over there, too. Yeah. I think we're gonna go the route of flattening the top of the island. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a little mud hut, for lack of better words. School. How to do his turn. I mean, hey, there's the fun thing about Minecraft Penguin, to your comment, is that there's all kinds of versions of it. That's what I mean when I say the mod pack, or lack thereof, can really... It can be a farming simulator, it can be a combat simulator, it can be PvP server, it can be a mystery, magical, witchcrafty type thing, it can be, you know, all of the above. It can be a lot of stuff. On some of my other single player games, well, right now I have another mod pack where I'm building a sort of inspired recreation of the town of Tristram from Diablo 1. And it's a completely different mod pack with a completely different setup. So, I mean, it can really vary. Now, it's funny, you talk about peaceful and making a farm simulator, but, like, Reclamation is... well, let me put it this way. This, right now, is considered the prologue. So all of this down here, this, all of this, and then all the way up, and then just wait till you see how these work. This is just the prologue. Once we unlock the next chapter, yeah, let's just say, imagine this, but imagine it fills the whole screen with little bubbles of things to do. And the things get more and more complicated. Excuse me. At some point at the end of this mod pack, we're going to be building nuclear reactors. Supposedly. I haven't gotten that far myself, but that's a thing. And you know the Dwemer ruins in Skyrim and Oblivion, mostly Skyrim. Or I guess Morrowind. The Morrowind iteration is pretty on point. Yeah, there's an entire mod that makes machinery that is like the Dwemer ruins. You know, piping and steam and all of that. And then there's another mod that basically makes this like Factorio in 3D. And then there's the witchcraft mod, and then there's a nature's aura mod where you build ritual circles and you perform various rituals, and which actually we'll probably start getting to here shortly if I can just get this island flattened. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this particular mod pack, and I love it. Okay, we broke our shovel again though. Yoink. Okay, cobblestone, shovel. All right. I take that means we have multiple stacks. We have multiple stacks. Okay. So since we have multiple stacks, what I'm going to do... So here's the watering hole. I think what I'm going to do is... do this. Yoink, 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 yoink. We're just gonna build out from here. Now, I've never done a build quite like this. On all of the versions of this game that I have played, of this mod pack I should say, I have only ever done underground bases. Like I dug underground. But, actually let's do that, we can't. Over here we need a new shovel. Shovel makes it so much faster. Yoink, and luckily I hit a lot of saplings, so I have some sticks. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig these out. What that does is it makes these too high, which means mobs can't get up here. So as long as these are too high, mobs can't get up here. And we're going to take this down. Yeah, so we're protecting our house by making it too high. Except for I can do a double jump like that. Mobs can't. Okay, here we go. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to build a platform, and instead of digging down into the earth for our base, we're going to build up our base using the dried earth that we currently have. Maybe eventually wood, but wood's a way out. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how long this stream is going to be. Yoink, 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 yoink. Hello, welcome back, Moon. Not much. It's day 3. In-game day 3. And we're building out a platform to build our mud hut house on. And because this is a floating platform for all intents and purposes, we should be pretty safe from mobs unless they decide to actively spawn on the platform. But what we're gonna do is plonk, 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 and that should keep mobs from spawning. Anywhere there's a certain amount of light level, mobs won't spawn. So when you've been playing the game for a while, like eventually this whole island's gonna be lit. So we're not gonna have that problem. Also, we really should make this wider, but I wanted access to the pool. Do we have our knife? Oh, we do. Ooh, excellent. Okay, we're gonna try something different. See, and that's the other thing too, is between Steve's world and my world, I've spent a fair amount of hours in the opening sections of this mod pack, and yet I'm trying something new that I've never tried before. So every time you run through it, you're gonna get a bit of a different experience. So what I'm doing right now is I specifically use the flint that I found to create a knife, which is part of the Farmer's Delight mod. And when you use a knife, you get that, which is straw. So we're going to, plus we get more seeds. So we're gonna finish off the rest of the grass on this island. And by the way, if you hear stuff in the background, that's because Steve came out and he's getting ice and stuff, so it's making like ice and cup noises. Okay, so with this straw, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do rope. That's 32 rope. Wow, I normally don't have this early game, so this is gonna be interesting. So the way that ropes work, and so what we'll do is we won't build, maybe we'll build out this direction. We have a ton of dried earth. Let's do it out this direction. We've got the material, we might as well use it. And that way we've got a decent sized house. Let's see. Yeah, let's do... By the way, I'm using the sneak button to avoid falling off the platform. So sneak, not sneak. If I were to not sneak and then just go off, I'd just go off the side. But since I'm in sneak mode, you can't fall off a block when you're on sneak mode. So basically you use sneak mode to get as close to the edge of a block as you can. And then we're going to take this down so mobs can't spawn and jump over here. Also because I might want to come out this way. And actually we'll keep going back. So let's go like so. Okay, and then we don't have any more torches. Let's build a couple more torches actually. Okay. And actually let's take these guys down. Oh, there we go. Yoink. Yoink. And then how many blocks did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is an even number. Unacceptable. Must be an odd number. So now we're gonna go to 11. Hopefully no skeletons spawn, because if they do, they're gonna shoot us off our platform. Okay. And by having an odd number, we should have a middle block. I think it's this one. Okay. That should be pretty close. And then you, yoink, are going to yoink, yoink, go here. So now we have a little bit more going on. Okay, so what this should allow us to do, that rope that I made. So we're going to stick the rope here and then not sneaking. Every time we right click on it, it goes down. So we're just going to... Oh, look at that. It already went all the way down into the water and then some. And now what that allows us to do... Of course, we could have dropped right down into this water and we would have been fine. I'm gonna take up some of this rope. We don't need it to go that far. There's no falling damage for water, so if you fall into the water, you won't take damage. But what the rope allows us to do is climb back up like a ladder. Only, come on. There we go. Yep, it allows us to climb back up. In fact, we're gonna put one here. There we go. So now we have a way up as well as down. And then we're just gonna fish for the night. Oh, he says, Aegis says, hi Steve, I hope you're well. He went back to, he came out, got ice, and went back to Guild Wars 2. I think he's legendary hunting in Guild Wars 2. Anchovy, nice. Yep. Yes, I'm with you, Moon. Skellies, even with a shield, they're annoying. But in my other single-player world, oh great, there's a Spidey. In my single-player game I was playing, frickin', the Skellies weren't even the problem. It was the husks that were the problem. Because A, they don't despawn in the day, and B, no. They would just, I mean, you know, it's like, okay, it's nighttime, monsters spawn. Oh, look, there's a zombie. Oh, look, there's a oh, look, there's one more husk. Not a big deal. But when night hit, in my single player world, it's like, there's one, there's two, there's five, there's seven, good luck. I mean, they were just spawning instantaneously, like right next to me, and I'd get 2 hearts of damage on one, and then another one would just spawn, and I'm like, Gaz! I got so overwhelmed. Okay, what we're gonna do is... Oh, I see what happened there. Well, wait, which one's the correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Even number unacceptable. Doink. Did I not pick that up? I didn't. There's just a torch lying there. What can we drop? Honestly, we can drop the Nautilus shell. I don't need the Nautilus shell. Can I... Tool. Yoink. Okay, there we go. Now I can pick up the Nautilus shell. There we go. Okay. So 2 by 2. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. We done messed up. Good thing we can use that rope. IDK if mobs can use the rope. So rope is part of a mod. There we go. Okay. Now we can expand out this direction if we want. Maybe we should focus on walls. Because, yeah, that's a thing that just happened. Okay, so it's not just my single-player world. There's just a lot of husks here. Oh, we are so low life, and these guys are so heavily armored. Hey, look, we got a head, though. That'll come in handy later. Ugh, please don't aggro the skellies. God, that one armored guy. Oh, God. I cannot believe we made that. Oh, there's one more over there. I want the head, though. Where's the chest piece? There we go. Might as well equip the chest piece. Alright, yeah, we really need to start building. Oh, I want the head, though. I suppose we could go get more seeds. Oh, wait, the seeds didn't... Where's the... There we go. Yeah. Yoink. Oh, a potato! Wow! See, when you can do a full sword swipe, it's not that bad. Ooh, Inferium. That's good. That'll come in handy later. I want that potato. There's also a creeper. Ah! We had 25 levels too. That's disappointing. We're gonna cheat a little bit. We're gonna teleport to our last death, and we're going to use the gracious powers of the gravestone mod. I don't even know where my obituary went. Basically, it's a mod that keeps all of your stuff together when you die, and then when you go to the spot you died, you can pick it back up. Okay, do I have a furnace in here? I do. Let's get some of this figured out, shall we? Okay, so let's cook some salmon. Okay, let's... We're just gonna leave that for now. It's not gonna be a pretty house, but by golly, it'll be a wall. Or actually, let's keep that. Let's see. There we go. Let's do that, and then that, and then that, and then... Okay. Yoink, yoink. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Okay. So we're gonna do a little bit of some windows so that we can see the heck is going on, but we're gonna keep this pretty tight. Alright, so let's go up. There we go. Yep. I don't know, I like the view, so I don't want to build it up too much. And I'm less concerned about mobs approaching from all these other angles. It's this angle that I don't want the mobs approaching from, but I still want to be able to see them. So we're just gonna build like a frame. There we go. What is it? 3 by 3 by 3? There we go. Now we have a frame. Okay, let's go. If it's safe. Let's see. Let's turn some of these in to planks. Let's drop that dirt off. And actually, meow, meow. The Pippin has cried out. There we go. And let's put up the head. Booyah. Head decoration. Yeah, I do need to get armor, but we don't have iron. Or leather. None of that stuff exists yet. Sorry, I'm just now reading those messages, even though you probably typed them a long time ago. Alright. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put that over there. And we're going to pickaxe this up. And we're gonna put this kind of like along the wall there. Do we have any more cobblestone? We do have more cobblestone. We're gonna make a second furnace. And we're gonna yoink, and then we're going to... oh, that's cooked salmon, okay. Oh, I should have cut it first, my bad. Nah. Okay, let's do this. Let's do... Can I do... I cannot. Okay, so we can't... We have to have a regular chest until we get saplings. Okay, so let's store some of this crud we don't need for the moment. Oh, we do need this, though. And let's do... That's 17, so that's going to become 17 wood. So it's going to become 19 wood. Yoink. Yoink. Double chests. Okay, there we go. Okay, oop. That's not what I meant to do at all. Let's try this again. Okay, so for starters, what we should do is keep this to like this kind of stuff, like mob drops, the fish, maybe the potato, like food type stuff. We're gonna drop these down here, and then the cutting board we can actually shift click on top of stuff, and then we can shift click and stick the knife right there. The cobble, like the stuff we don't exactly need right now, I call it squares. We can put all the squares in here for the moment. We're probably going to want that for crafting tools, though. We're probably going to want to have multiple tools with us. And then one thing we are going to need to make is for clay. It's called caminite. And the reason we want caminite is because we can take 3 copper and 2 caminite as such, and we can make a bucket, as opposed to, because no iron exists. We don't have iron. So, and then now we can drop off the clay and the rest of the caminite for now. We don't have dirt yet, so what I'm going to do is put the rest of the logs in there. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will make 8, which makes 1 more chest, which is going to be my seed chest, specifically for these seeds. Because we don't need them yet, but we will. And then, let's see, you need 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think you need 9. 7, 8, 9. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Oh, I didn't quite have enough. I need 1 more plank. And then I'm out of wood. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, and 1 copper makes something called a flimsy door, since Moon mentioned doors. I don't remember. Yeah, we'll do that way. Okay, there we go. Now we have a door. So now we should be relatively protected, and we're going to create a new waypoint, and we're going to call it home for now. That is the waypoint system, by the way. So the 2 waypoints that we've made. Which, where's the... Oh, the bee's nest is down here. Cats, are you roughhousing? Whoa, what's that? Oh, that's copper. You can actually see it from here on the map. It's oxidized copper. 1 more over there, too. Okay, so we're almost out of wood, though. So what we're going to do is... Could probably get across over there. Oop, ow. Actually, we can link this up. Do I have a shovel? I do have a shovel. Yoink. Yoink. Okay, here we go. Cats are playing on the floor next to me. Yoink. Okay, there we go. Okay, yoink. Alright, so we have some... I love the little watering hole we have there. It's so cute. Okay. We don't have dirt. Okay, let's check out our toilet. I was too busy fighting throughout the night. Let's see. Okay, so we've got some XP. Okay, oh, we need the Salamoniac tank and all that stuff. So now we need to punch the air, which turns this back into the tome. And then we get the Hermetica, the Art of Alchemy. Now, every single one of these mod packs, so if we go to the Hermetica, and we go here, and then here, and then here, and you can kind of see what I mean about how it starts, like, expanding. And the more we do stuff, the more this is going to expand. And then this has all its own chapters. And that's just this one mod pack. Then if I go back to our mod pack, I have all my own chapters over here. So there's a ton of stuff. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. Bloop. All right, we're going to make our way over here. And then, truth be told, I'm probably going to cheat. I'm probably going to create a waypoint. Moon Rising, you make a bucket in this mod pack with 3 copper and 2 Caminite. And Caminite, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is just made from clay and sand. Would you guys stop it? Hey, that's enough. I don't think the chat wants to hear you guys roughhousing. Pippin, you leave her alone. Hey. Hey. Don't you go. Don't. No. There's no camera, so they can't actually see you guys playing. It's no fun if you're just teasing them willy-nilly. Can't be teasing. I should get a cat cam set up. Now that my desk has moved to a different spot, I kind of wonder if maybe I could get, if I could use the old Logitech that I'm no longer using and set up like a cat cam. So Muckluck style, so that I can have, like, at least the kitty cats. Yes, I have 2 cats, one of which what's today? The 1st? The 22nd was when his appointment was. On the 22nd is when he went in for his second x-ray. His final x-ray is on, coming up here on the 5th. But yeah, once he literally is like a miracle. Like they were surprised when we took him into pet emergency. The gal told us she is impressed that he's even still alive. His x-rays for his lungs were so bad. It was very, 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 very significant pneumonia. She said his lungs look like Swiss cheese. And so we had him on antibiotics for a month, and we were told that he was always going to have bad lungs. He was always going to have scar tissue. He's probably going to be prone to... Hey, guys, stop that. He's probably going to be prone to bouts of, like, sneezing and sinus troubles for the rest of his life. We could probably sort of treat the pneumonia, but he's probably going to be pretty significantly hampered the rest of his life. In fact, the doctor at the emergency place told me that we could consider putting him on steroids, but once you put a cat on steroids like that, it's a ticking time clock. Because steroids, as much as they will help with certain things, it causes other issues within the cats as well, especially over time, especially if they're older. Now he's young, but even still. So we were told all of this. And then we kept him on antibiotics for a month. And then we went back to the vet, and she said he made an 80% recovery. We scheduled out 2 weeks for 2 more weeks of antibiotics, but she anticipates with the current progress that his pneumonia will be basically gone and his lungs will be basically not quite clear, but almost fully clear, even with minimal scar tissue. It's like, oh my goodness, like what a 180 from what we were originally told. What a big difference. A cat on steroids equals swole cat. Well, Aegis, do you remember Mercury? Hey, Pippin! Come on, guys. Seriously. Lulu, knock it off. Don't make me come down there. Alright. Enough, you guys. You, over there. You, over here. I will pick you up, you fatty. Oh, there we go. Lulu's overweight. She's very heavily overweight, so as a very rude individual that I am, I call her fatty all the time. Tian Kite. Yeah, so Mercury was on steroids for 1.5 years. Okay. So, where are we at quest-wise? Right, Salamoniac stuff. So we need what's called a Salamoniac tank. Salamoniac tank. 3 copper, 4 stone, 2 sticks. We need stone for that. Luckily we have more wood though, so if we run out of coal, I don't think it'll be an issue for the moment, but... Oh hey, Galaxy! We are super excited to have Galaxy here. I haven't seen you in a while. Alrighty. Joy. Love creepers. Woohoo! let's get some stone, Okay, Salamoniac tank. Using EMI to, let's see, we need a Salamoniac tank, then we need a accumulator, which we have the stuff for. It's 3 stone, 3 copper, and 2 sticks. Okay. So what we're probably going to do is pick up the rest of the Caminite. And 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. Yoink. Okay. Shoot, where do I put these guys? Okay, let's move the crafting table, actually. We're going to move it between over here so that we can get the accumulator... the tank and the accumulator here. I suppose it's just gonna be 2. There's gonna be a fluid vessel and an accumulator, and a tank and accumulator. We'll put the tank and the accumulator there, which means we're gonna want water. So we're probably gonna put, I think we'll go ahead and put a 4x4 of water over there. Oh, spiders climb. We're gonna have to build down if we're going to have water on this particular build. Or you know what we could do? We could make a slight change of pace. Like so. And we could put this here. And that there. Can block a little bit of the light, but whatever. Okay, and then we can put some dried earth. Let's do... I'm wondering if I should build out. I need a 4x4 square. So technically I could do this. Be better than nothing. Okay. Oh look, there's zombies at my door. Oop, that's too many zombies. Oh, doors break after a while, by the way. If you open them, they have a chance of breaking. That's okay. No, that's okay. Oh, you're armored. That's no good. And we died. We have been invaded! Okay. Oh, hey, look at where I spawned! Oh, my respawn spot's like not that far from my house. I didn't realize. Yoink. As long as we don't aggro the skelly, we should be fine. Yoink. Yoink. Okay. We're probably gonna aggro the creeper while we're out here too. I am not the best at Minecraft combat, just so you know. In case anyone's making silent judgments, you make your silent judgments, that's fine. I never claim to be. Ah, I don't like mini zombies. Great. I hate mini zombies. Alright, mini zombie. Follow me into the water, I dare you. Well, that's kind of handy. Maybe I should dig this out and make this a 2x. Like a trench. Oh, you know what I could do? Once I get buckets of water. Oh, my sword broke. Okay, I'm going to craft a new sword and probably... Oh, carrots. Okay. No. Food over here. Raw cod. We want to keep the cod. Specifically, actually, we want to cook it first. Cook salmon. That'll be good. Nom 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 nom. Okay. We can cook the anchovy. That'll be good. I don't need the obituary. Thanks. Yeah, we're gonna have to craft it. I didn't expect one of the doors to break this early. Baby zombie. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? Yoink, yoink, block off the door. I mean, I'm using waypoints to teleport in and out anyway, so I don't rightly need them. Okay, let's go get our water, because that's gonna kind of be a thing. Alright, let's see. Oh, we got more oxidized copper, okay. I'm trying to save the carrots and the potato, because I'm hoping I can get seeds from them later. Although it won't be agrocraft seeds, so I don't know if that'll really be helpful or not. Alright, buckets. Oh, and away we go. Yoink, yoink, yoink. And back up we go. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the rope here. Dig a trench in front of the door. Oh, you mean like close this off? I mean, I'm using waypoints to get in and out, so I suppose I don't really need a walkway here, do I? Plus, I can double jump. And they can't. There we go. My half a door. Oh, you know, I can make bridges. At a later point, I can actually make bridges. Okay, so we have our water. Okay, the reason I got 3 buckets is because 3 buckets gives us the ability to have a 4x4 block of water. And once we get 4x4, it's empty. Or, empty. Basically, a 4x4 block means it automatically fills all the time. It's infinite. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, you know what? If we dig a giant moat, we don't really need to have the wall here, to be honest. Because, we might want to leave it too high just for the case of skellies, but, like, we don't want them shooting through the door. But, like, yeah, if we have a moat... Yeah, they're just gonna fall down into the... In fact, what we could do, especially now that we have... Oh, a torch. I do like the little tunnel under the house, climb up the rope to get back into the house effect. That is kind of fun, I'm not gonna lie. Just in case, leave myself a wall. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like the wall is borderline unnecessary if, Let's see. I'm still not sure how to feel. I'd rather, if at all possible, I'd rather dig 4 below and then set this pool down into the ground, but that's just me. Okay. Hey, buddy. I think that was the middle. Looks like the middle. Alright. Probably gonna break our axe here, too. Okay. Yoink. Yoink. Okay. Nah, if they're gonna even... The only ones who would be able to get up here are spiders, and they would be able to climb anyways. They can climb over the walls anyways, so that's kind of neither here nor there. Like, the walls aren't gonna hold the spiders out. Okay, so we're actually gonna take the knife and put it away because I don't think we're gonna get a ton of use out of it. Cut copper and pickaxe. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Heart. Okay. Okay, so now we have Salamoniac. So now we have 1,000 MB of Salamoniac. So now what we need is a pyromantic brazier. Calcinite oven's one of them. So we need a calcinite oven. We need a pyromantic brazier. We actually need that times 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 3 is 15, so we're gonna need 15 stone. And we only have 11 cobblestone, so we need to go out and get more cobblestone. To which, can we mine out this little area down here? And I have more rope. Can I just make rope on this side? Dude, I love me some rope. All right. Da da da. Walls in a ceiling will happen eventually. Okay, we're actually gonna go down because we are, as long as we keep the water at bay, we're fine. Those are keeping the water at bay. This one, ow! Jerk. Oh, and then my axe breaks too. That's nice. I guess I'm just gonna sit here and punch him to death. Punch, 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 punch. Okay. Yeah, husks don't despawn during... Well, I mean, they despawn, but they don't, Wink. Okay, yeah, they despawn, but they don't, like, they don't spawn during the day, and they sort of despawn, but they don't, like, burn in the sunlight like skellies do. Okay, so now I gotta go and actually... I don't have anything to build another axe or another weapon out of, because he's still down there. There's another one. Can I get you back into the water, mayhaps? There you go. Down you go. Enjoy, buddy. Lol. Okay. Got all my stuff. Cooked anchovy. Alright. Actually, you know what? Depending on how it goes, we may turn this into our tunnel to the center of the earth tunnel. Because eventually we're gonna need to hit bedrock. Actually, I can take this one. That one's not holding the water back. Yeah, eventually we're gonna need to hit bedrock anyways. Oh. Water? Water. Oh, we have dried earth, don't we? We do not. So we'll use cobblestone, I guess. Drink. Okay. And then we'll head back up to the house once our pickaxe breaks, and then we'll craft more tools. Because we don't have a sword or an axe, or we're missing a bunch of stuff. We're missing a bunch of stuff, really. This mod pack does use quite a bit of stone too, so... Alright. Okay, yoink. Yoink. Okay. Dude, I like this though. This is easily the most unique setup. I'm gonna have a hard time not playing this. Like, if I'm not streaming, I don't want to play because I don't want to make a bunch of progress without people, but at the same time, I'm gonna have a hard time not playing it. Alright, let's do 16 in that one. 13. We're gonna get 16 out of that. Okay, let's do... new pickaxe. New axe. We are gonna need a hoe at some point, so we'll just get that now. And then a new sword. Yoink. Okay. Where are we at quest-wise, too? Let's see... Okay, so we got a Salamoniac tank. Perfect. Get a couple crystals for that. I'm gonna save those. Oh yeah, pyromantic brazier. We are probably gonna need more copper at some point. Seeds and everything else. So yeah, we're gonna put the everything else in here, including the bricks and the gravel. Did we put the... We did put the rotten flesh in here, so we're gonna put drops in here. Actually, we can display the head. The head can so be displayed. Plonk. I'm just gonna go husk hunting at some point, and I'm just gonna line this wall with husks. It's gonna be great. Okay. We need pyromantic braziers. We need 3 of them. Actually, technically speaking, we need 4 of them, so I'm just jumping the gun there. Okay, so in fact, let's 1, 2, 3. Let's just right there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh man, our incubator is so not gonna fit. Where am I gonna put the incubator? Am I gonna have to expand out over into this area? I might have to like level that and then like expand, because yeah, and then once we get like I'm probably gonna have to take down this whole couple of layers on top of this and then just expand the whole thing out that way at some point, but yeah, it's a problem for future Tori. Calcinite oven. Yoink. Okay, calcinite oven. The way it works is it takes, I suppose we need dried earth. I'm getting ahead of myself. We need dried earth first. And then charcoal. Yoink, yoink. Uh-huh. Alright, and then you put a charcoal, you put it, now you don't want to put 4. You only want to have like 1 in your stack, otherwise it's going to take the whole stack. And you're going to put, I just got sidetracked. I went and looked at the chat for the minute and I lost my train of thought. Use the crit trick. Are you talking about jumping? Is that what you're referring to, or are you referring to something I don't know about? You might be referring to something I don't know about. So this is a calcinite oven. You put stuff in, you light the brazier, and something, salt of some kind comes out the other end. There's 2 different kinds of salts. There's stratus salt, mineral salt, and 1 other type of salt. There's only 3, and it depends on what you put in there as to what you get out. Now we don't need... We don't really need a lot of stratus salt. Honestly, 9 will probably be fine. So we're gonna wait until it says 9, and then we're gonna take both items out. Just in case. Just in case. Alright, next on the list is going to be a... Wrong button. Next on the list is going to be a mercury. Mercury distiller. Which we have all the copper for. Mercury distiller goes here. A mercury distiller takes various items. In this case, we are going to use our cod, because, wait, does it do cod? It doesn't do cod. Did I mess up? Oh, it does. Okay. So, hang on. Does it do cooked? I sliced it before realizing that I don't think I was supposed to slice it first. I think I was supposed to cook it and then put the... whole cooked cod in there. Oh no, it does cooked. Okay. Never mind, we're fine. So you put mercury distiller, has certain things you put into it and you get, well, mercury. The cool part about it is mercury is universal. So unlike mineral salt and stratus salt and the various kinds of sulfur that there are, there's only one kind of mercury. As soon as we unlock making bread in mass quantities, we're going to use bread because bread is a 1-to-1 ratio. Cooked cod slices are a 1-to-2 ratio. It's just better ratios. All right, and then we're gonna pop down our coal. Yoink. Booyah. And now we get mercury. And we get a 2-to-1 ratio, so that should get us like 8 mercury. Okay, last but not least, we need a liquefaction. Yoink. Liquefaction cauldron, which is a bucket, 3 stone, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copper. This is why we collected all the copper we did when we did. So the liquefaction stone takes various things and turns it into sulfur. Now this one is a lot more... There's a lot more kinds of sulfur than there are the other two. There's only 3 salts, there's only 1 mercury, but there's a bazillion different kinds of sulfur. But for now, the type of sulfur that we're looking for is a sort of earth sulfur. So we're going to put dried earth into it. And then we're going to take this bucket of sal ammoniac and we're going to put it in here as well. So you always need an item and a liquid. And then we're going to light the brazier. You look lost, pal. Just you wait till I get a bow. But I'm not brave enough to hunt skellies yet. So now as it processes the sal ammoniac and the alchemical sulfur, it's going to come out with, it says alchemical sulfur, but in the brackets there it says dirt. That's what I mean when I say there's all kinds of different sulfurs. 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. Okay, so the reason I count to 10 is not only because a bucket is 1000 MB for those who aren't familiar. 1 bucket is 1000 MB. This holds basically 10,000 MB. This holds basically 10 buckets. 10 buckets of water equals 1 bucket of sal ammoniac. So every 1000 MB that goes in here, 100 sal ammoniac comes out the other end. The reason why I'm filling it back up, we're probably not going to need it for that. I mean, 14 is more than enough, honestly. We don't really need much more than that. The reason why I'm filling it back up is because I want to get a full bucket, because if you take 1000 MB, aka a full bucket of sal ammoniac, and you put it in your crafting table, you're going to get a sal ammoniac crystal. To which we already got a couple in here. And the sal ammoniac crystals are going to become very important here in just a second. And now we're just going to play the game of filling this up while it's night. You notice, even though I'm filling it up, it's like not actually getting all the way full. There it goes, all the way full. Because it filters the water. So the water contains trace amounts of sal ammoniac. So now we have unlocked... He just fell down the hole. Now we have unlocked our alchemical sulfur. We have unlocked our alchemical salt, to which we get some stratus salt as a result. And we have unlocked our alchemical mercury. Apparently we have not actually picked up the mercury. Yoink. Now we have picked it up. Now we have unlocked our mercury. So the next thing on the list that we need to do is build an incubator, which is an incubator, a salt vessel, a sulfur vessel, and a mercury vessel. So it's a whole bunch of vessels. So what we're going to do... Well, he's gonna throw tridents at me, isn't he? I would not be surprised if he threw tridents at me. Listen to them all clambering around down there. We're gonna build a level 2, and this is going to be the Island Sky Castle, apparently, because I'm building in the air. Yoink. Yoink. Yoink, 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 yoink. Okay. I want to go further back because I want it to be square, but we don't have enough dried earth. Okay. And then what I can do, eventually maybe I can build like a wall or something there, but... so let's see, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Basically, I'm just front-loading all of the salamoniac. We're probably gonna run out of copper would be my guess. So if we do... we've got a liquefaction cauldron. We need a incubator. We need an incubator. Whoop. And then we need the 3 vessels. So an incubator, which requires stone, planks, and copper. And we do not have the planks, but we know how to make them. 4. Yoink. Okay, so now we go here. Perfect. So we've got an incubator, a brazier, the mercury vessel, which is just stone, copper, and a single piece of mercury. Stone, copper, and a single piece of salt, and we're missing stone. So we're going to cook more cobblestone. And we're going to put that copper back in there. We're also going to cook some of this to make some more charcoal too. Drop off some of this stuff. Seeds don't go in there. Silly Tori, seeds don't go in there, they go in here. They're like all around us. They're singing to us. They're singing in the night. Oh, look at all of those beautiful glowing. Look at them. Oh, don't they just sound so lovely? Okay. What up, buddy? You come... Oh, they all went under the house. One of these days I'll have to, like, actually extend the walls down to, like, block out, but... Or dig out or something. Probably dig out. Make it truly levitating. Man, this is so much easier. Why didn't I think of doing something like this in my other game? Like creating like a little murder pedestal where I can just stand on top of it and murder all the husks that come near me. It's so nice. Okay. Let's see, what do we have? Incubator and a mercury vessel. A salt vessel. And we have a mercury vessel, a salt vessel. Now we need a sulfur vessel, which is the same. All the recipes for these are the same, except this item changes. That's how many different sulfurs there are, by the way. So a lot of sulfur. But what it really boils down to is it lets you turn stuff into other stuff. Because, well, you'll see what I mean here in a second. Okay, so we put an incubator down. Oh, excuse me, we do not. We put the brazier down, and then we go, and then we do the incubator. Brazier, do we want to do, yeah, let's do there. Brazier, oh. Incubator, you go on top of the brazier. What are you doing? There you go. Brazier, incubator. The mercury vessel, which I tend to put on the back. Right there. The salt vessel. And the sulfur vessel. They don't have to go in any particular order. I just prefer putting mercury on the back. And then now we have our... We have almost too much... We're going to get a lot of dirt. So now we put the sulfur in the sulfur vessel. Yoink. The salts in the salt vessel. Yoink. The mercury in the mercury vessel. Yoink. And then we put some fuel under there. And by fuel, I mean a couple charcoal. I mean, you can put any fuel item in, but... Dunno. And now we sit and wait. Oh my goodness, has it been almost 2 hours? Wow, it's been almost 2 hours. That's okay. Okay, now we have 8 dirt. Yoink. This is real, genuine dirt. And because of it, we have completed... You've done it. You've made dirt. Now you just need something to grow on it. And we have completed the prologue. We have now opened up chapter 2. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So we have dirt. We have one of each of the kind of seeds that I mentioned earlier. And now this is where it starts progressing quest-wise. Obviously, it goes out into hemoglobic fluid and some other stuff, up into iron ingots, up into a witch cauldron, up into saplings, all the way up and around to grass. Like grass. And composters, various kinds of seeds, copper seeds. We can grow copper. We already have straw, but that's okay. And some other stuff as well. So we are going to pause for a moment, kind of take stock since we have, I mean, then there's more dirt coming out of here too, I bet. Yeah. Yeah, one. We ran out of mercury. That's okay. We got a lot of dirt. So what we're going to do is I would like to pause for a moment, kind of admiring my castle. And I would like to give you guys a sort of sneak peek, as it were. I'd like to show you my single player world just so you can kind of get an idea of where this mod pack goes after some time's been put into it. And we'll see if people are interested in seeing a continuation of the islands world. Because I definitely, I would not say no to that. We'll see. We'll see what people say if they're interested. But just for a kind of idea, this is my single player world that I've just kind of been playing by myself. So here's some of the witchcraft stuff. I put jack-o'-lanterns up everywhere because I love them. I put Japanese cherry trees. I call it Japanese cherry trees. They're just called cherry trees in Minecraft. But I put them up everywhere because I love the effect that it has with the raining blossoms. This is my Botania, mana pool, and runic altar. These are some of my... This is for breeding. These are my 10 wheats. And that feeds the mana. This is my altar with my spinning wheel and distillery. Mystic agriculture, so growing things like copper and iron. This is my infuser, which is a little bit how you get some of the seeds for growing copper and iron and such. If we go back to the garden via the teleport system, here's my altar, my natural altar, another altar, some saplings to pump ore into the area. I also have a ritual circle up here. I have my tree cutter here, although these trees are refusing to grow and it's kind of driving me nuts. But here's my hand crank, just for funsies. Oh wow, the watering can looks different with the shader. Okay, so big tall spruce tree. The way it works is you put this down here, and then you put down your hand crank here, and then you take out just because it only takes out one block, and it has to be the last block on the Y level, and then you just kind of do, and then it takes down the whole tree. Oh, and some of the wood pieces fell down here, so now these fires are burning and generating mana. This is my pure daisy out here, part of Botanica. You put things around the pure daisy and then it changes them. I just can't figure out how to pick up that ice just yet. That's where I'm stuck on. And then, so that's the outside. That's my bone meal farm right there. Can I? Oh, the sapling landed on the runic altar, so it was actually considered part of the ritual. Okay, and now we go inside. Here's my 3. You just saw these in the opening area that we just did. So when I first started this world, I dug down here. I dug out a little 1x1 slot, and I lived down here for a bit. There's my bed. Here's my storage wall, just a bunch of barrels. My Salamoniac tank, which should look pretty familiar. I got to keep an ender head. It's kind of neat how his head glows. Here's my incubator. Here is some of my create mod stuff, although it turned out to be useless, so that was a waste of time. And then here is my embers. So you start getting into some of this stuff. Are you not burning? Basically, it fires, it takes these crystals, turns it into energy, and then fires this energy out into different stuff. I bet you it's not hooked up to anything. It's not even, oh, crystal. Oh, we do have crystals. Yeah, it's a melter stamper. It melts over here. It goes in here, mixes metal, and then stamps over here. And then nether wart. And then down, where is it? Down here, I've blocked it off, but this is a tunnel that tunnels down into basically the center of the earth. And you have an Ender's kindled bore that goes down on bedrock that bores out stuff. That's a lot. Oop, nope, I hit bore room. I would like my base, please. There you go. So just to give you an idea of kind of a little bit where this mod pack goes, if people are interested in seeing it played on stream, I will play it. I have no qualms about doing some stuff over again. I haven't used this since I set it up the first time, so part of me is wondering about that part not functioning. But anyways, yeah, just to give you an idea. So, thanks. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call this stream there. Because it's been 2 hours. But if people are interested in seeing more of the Reclamation gameplay, I will do more Reclamation. Because I love this mod pack and I could play it over and over. And sometimes it's nice having a fresh start. Because a lot of this stuff, like all of this, I knew nothing about all of this. And now you kind of see what I was saying when I said, man, I'm going to have to extend the top of that island. But it's kind of cool occupying a whole island. So we'll see. So leave a comment if you're interested, or chat, or just let me know if you're interested in seeing basically how I got all this. Only a little bit more streamlined because I've done it once already, so I actually know at least a little bit what I'm doing, minus the embers part. That's work in progress, but we'll catch you guys later. Thanks so much for joining, and until next time.